Hey everyone, Elias here at Foundation on Roscoe for the first time personally in weeks. Been doing our live classes and all our recorded instruction from home. We've got some construction going on at the house right now. It is too loud, so I came over to the studio, locked the door, and we just did our Friday noon class. Great job to everyone that did that. Great job to everyone came in last night and every class this week. I wanted to record. We're live now, but most of you will see this in archive form. I wanted to talk a little bit more about some techniques and some variations we can do with the combinations we've been working in our live class, or those of you that have been taking the recorded instruction. We've been doing the workouts, and if you've been in class, sometimes I pause and talk about why we're doing what we're doing. But I want to go a little bit in depth into these combinations we've been doing with our hands and our feet, why we're doing what we're doing, and how we can change it up. Even though we're doing, basically we're using 2 different punches and 3 different strikes with our legs, and you can still turn those into a lot of different permutations, which will result in a lot of different combinations with the same punches, just if you change up your rhythm. And really, to say nothing of fakes and feints as well. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I don't have my glasses on, so when I back up, hopefully I'll be in frame. You can make fun of me in the comments later if I'm not. I think I'll be in frame. So I'm going to demonstrate a little bit and talk a little bit about this. Again, if you've been doing classes, these combinations are familiar to you, and everyone's been doing a good job. I want to talk a little bit more about the technique behind them and why you can add to them. Once you get comfortable with the mechanics of the combinations kind of done methodically or mechanically, you can really mix things up. So let's talk a little bit about this combination and why we're doing it. All right. So what we've been working a lot on strike combinations has been working off of our jab and cross and jab, cross, jab. Just those 2 punching combinations we've been working at, right? We're working 3 strikes with our legs off of the cross, and 3 strikes with our legs off of our jab. So we've been doing jab, cross, knee, jab, cross, front, rear snap kick, jab, cross, push kick, then jab, cross, jab, lead knee, jab, cross, jab, lead snap kick, jab, cross, jab, lead, push kick. Okay? If you're doing it and you're working your dexterity and your balance, you're probably getting a good workout, and that's awesome. Visualizing someone in front of you, you're thinking about the ranges. They're close to me, I throw a knee, right? I want to get them right down the middle, throw that snap kick at distance. They're coming close, but they're at distance. I want to keep them away. I push. You've been visualizing. You've already been doing some good work. I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing here philosophically and tactically, really. So a lot of times when we throw one shot off of one side of our body, whether it's a cross, we're loading up strikes from the other side of the body. So I might throw a jab, pivot, which sets up a cross. It can set up a slip, but it's setting up rotations with the other side of our body. I can jab and then throw a roundhouse kick. I can jab, cross, and throw with my other side of the body, throw a hook, or jab, cross, and then throw a roundhouse with my other side. A lot of times that's what you'll see. So we might see jab, cross, jab, rear knee, jab, cross, jab, rear roundhouse, or jab, cross, jab, rear push kick. Same with the other side. You might see a jab and a cross, and then the strikes are going to come from the other side of our body. With this combo, you all notice we've been throwing our leg strikes off the same side of the body of the last punch we threw. So it's jab, cross, and the knee, the same side. Jab, cross, right, kicks. Why might we be doing that? And what are kind of the ramifications of doing things that way? Well, in that situation, our jab, cross, then strikes with our legs from our right side. Our cross is not going to be the heaviest, perhaps knockout punch unless we get a little bit lucky. We're mostly getting the attention of our opponent up top, and then we'll start attacking from down low. So this cross is distracting up high, getting their guard up, so we can start throwing lower with our legs, at the chest or lower, the legs, all right? This cross serves really as a distraction and to mess with the timing. When we switch from the one side of the body to the other, it can get a little bit predictable with the timing. So if I were to go jab, cross, lead knee, switch sides, or jab, cross, hook, it's one type of rhythm or one type of cadence. If I go here, it gets like a half beat, right? Instead of going bop, 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 it's bop, 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 right? Or bop, 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 right there. So we're getting their physical guard up, or their attention in one direction, and then attacking different parts of their body. And we're also doing it at a different time than they were perhaps anticipating, okay? Now, that's why we're going same side. Same works if I'm going jab, cross, jab, and then right here. This jab may not be the most powerful, this knee may not be the most powerful because I've already shifted on one side, but my timing is what I'm hoping to use to my advantage here. They're shooting in, I beat them right there, as our friend Robert Black would say. Shift here, right? And it's not even, again, that timing is a little faster, right? So we're playing with our timing there, right? As well as where we're focusing their attention level-wise in this axis here. Now, if that makes sense, and I hope it does, now we can move to like how to turn those combinations that are already a little bit tricky into many more permutations and combinations. For example, if I'm going jab, cross, jab, and then knee, kick, kick, I can go jab, cross, jab, knee, jab, cross, jab, kick, jab, cross, jab, push, kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a certain rhythm, right? You can play with that rhythm with when you throw your strikes to make them a different combination. That's a different combination than right? The first one, I threw the jab, then immediately the cross, then immediately the jab, then immediately the knee. I can play around though. I can throw the jab, pause, then comes the cross, the jab, and the knee. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can play with that. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I wouldn't recommend that because again, we're using these final punches to set up our leg attacks, but you can play around with it. Same with the cross. The combinations prompted with the cross. I can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do that. Get comfortable with that, right? When you get comfortable, you can move around in between. I can go 1, 2, 3. You're getting used to that rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Then I can switch it up. 1, 2, 3. Move around. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Play around with that, all right? So if you play around with the timing and how you pair the different strikes in the combination, you have the same punches, the same knees, the same kicks, but all of a sudden they're different combinations. So the timing off the bat, by throwing on the same side, we're interrupting patterns, right? If we throw the strikes at a different cadence, we can also be tricky. Now, I want to talk about this particular leg strikes we're doing and why we're doing them, right? The idea behind them is doing it this way is they look the same initially. Here's me throwing a jab, cross, knee. I've kind of chambered my leg up. My hips are into it for the knee. Now, it looks the same, and then it turns into a snap kick. This looks the same, and then it turns into a push kick. They all look the same initially to our opponent. That allows us potentially to set up some patterns that we can break in our own terms. We might be here, here, here. They're worried about changing levels now. They see this knee fake or they see the knee thrown. And maybe they're a wrestler and they were shooting in. And they were trying to time our 1-2. We see that, we throw the knee, or we fake the knee, and they're a little worried about that now. So now they're not just shooting in. They see this, they see that pattern we've set with the knee. All of a sudden, we change that pattern, and it looks the same. We bring it up the same, and then it turn into a front kick or a push kick, right? They see this knee, they're not shooting in, they're standing up a little upright. We can go to the chest or the face, and they don't know what's happening. They don't know if it's a knee, a snap kick, or a push kick. We can also use this to set up roundhouses. Right now we're doing linear kicks. Same principles apply here. That's a knee. This looks like a knee, then it's a snap kick. This looks like either one of those, then it's a push kick. All right? So we're really being deceitful and tricky in many different ways. By throwing strikes with their legs off the same side as the last punch we threw, we're interrupting timing. It could be any number of 3 different weapons that will attack them with different parts of their body at different levels. That's also tricky. We play with the rhythm, we do it, and we add fakes before we go. Now we're really getting tricky. And all of a sudden, we can find ourselves throwing just a jab, just a cross, just a knee, a snap kick, and a push kick. And we have, I'm not good at math, I'm not a math scientist, we have maybe 100 or several hundred different combinations when we take into place the rhythm, the cadence we use to throw them, when we take into account fakes and feints. You could turn a couple simple strikes that you get proficient at into many different combinations, okay? Sometimes you're leading that dance, and sometimes you're reacting. Sometimes you're trying to get reactions out of people. Sometimes you make it seem as though you're leading when you really want to counter. It's a lot of fun things we can do with that. So I wanted to talk about that. Everyone's been doing a really good job with those combinations. That's a little bit of the tactical philosophy behind them. Hopefully that helps you when you're imagining in your mind's eye your opponents in front of you when you're shadow fighting. That's super important to get those synapses connected, to push yourself, to improve your conditioning, and to really get yourself ready for sparring and competition. Proud of you guys. Some more videos coming up soon. I've been really stalled this week because of the construction and the recorded material, even though we've been teaching every day. So we should have a few more coming out this weekend. Everyone take care, and I will talk to you all soon.